I'm thrilled to kick off this year's Waypoint, and I'm excited to have all of you here. And the reason I'm so thrilled is that this year, we are announcing our most transformative set of product and technologies ever. It is game-changing stuff, and I'm excited to finally be able to unveil it to all of you publicly. I think what you're going to see this year is that we're moving beyond reality capture. We're going to show you how we can take visual data, reality data, and transform it into actionable insights, into workflows that allow you to run your projects more efficiently. Not just your projects, your portfolios, and your entire businesses day in and day out. So here's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to kick things off and review what we've accomplished so far and what we're going to unveil this year. Next, we're going to hear from the product managers to get a deeper dive into these new products and technologies we're unveiling. And last, you're going to hear from my co-founder and CTO, Mike Fleischman, a little bit about how this technology works under the hood and a glimpse into the future. You're not going to want to miss any of that. But most important, you're going to hear from each other. You're going to hear from forward-thinking builders, how they're using new processes and new technologies to run their businesses more efficiently in a way that's more rewarding to the men and women in the field. It's been a banner year here at OpenSpace and for you, and I wanted to share some pretty cool numbers. Number one, there are now 350,000 users on the OpenSpace platform. That's more than fit in all these stadiums combined. You've captured an incredible amount of data, 52 billion square feet. By the way, that's bigger than the Grand Canyon. That's pretty big. Here's a stat I'm super excited about. There's now been more than $1 trillion of projects that have been managed on the OpenSpace platform. That is just an incredible number. Wow. And we've done all this with unmatched reliability and unmatched speed. No one really comes close to this, and we're incredibly proud to be operating at this scale for you in a way where you can trust us, where OpenSpace just works, and it works fast. All in all, you've built schools, you've built data centers, skyscrapers, housing, all across the world, and transformed the visions of our communities into something better. And we at OpenSpace, we're just very proud to have played, even a small part of that, even in Antarctica. Now, at OpenSpace, we started with a pretty simple idea. We just wanted to make the world of construction a little bit better, a little bit easier for businesses and for the people in the field. And we started with a pretty simple insight that a picture really is worth 1,000 words. And that this is so true for people that work in a real physical reality. So we thought, what if we just made it incredibly easy to have a full visual record, a comprehensive one of everything going on in a project, indoors and out, that would allow people to act based on facts, not opinions, and make decisions faster and more accurately. And all that has proven to be true. I mean, you can see it in those numbers, right? But we realized we could take this insight so much further, and that's what we're talking about today. I want to quickly review the things that we've launched this year already. Earlier this year, we launched OpenSpace Air. OpenSpace Air allows you to import aerial data, drone imagery, directly into OpenSpace platform, so you can see projects from the sky and from the ground, indoors and out, all on one single platform. And OpenSpace Air is doing awesome. It's only been out for a few months. There's almost 1 million images have already been captured and processed by OpenSpace Air. And I think that's because of a few simple reasons. It's modern, it's comprehensive, and it just works. It's super reliable. We didn't stop with OpenSpace Air. We also announced our next generation progress tracking system built in partnership with Disperse. And this is like the holy grail for builders, right? To take information from the field, reality data, and turn it into insights. Insights that help you manage cost overruns or schedule delays. We can take field data and turn it into things like percent complete or schedule updates, even highlight certain areas that make it as a problem for you getting the job done. What really excites me about our progress tracking solution is that it's flexible. It works on projects, not just giant ones, but small ones too, whether you're using BIM or not. It's comprehensive, tracks almost 700 elements, and most important, it is reliable. I want to be super clear about that. Our progress tracking solution is not experimental technology. It works, and it works at scale. Now, it's not just about big product launches. We also really care about ease of use. So one thing we launched this year we call Image Enhance. Sometimes you're out there capturing images in dark rooms, like mechanical rooms with poor lighting. With Image Enhance, you push one button, and we have a simple AI system that cleans up the images. It's fast, and it just works. Now, it's not just about launching new products and new features. We care about security. This year, we announced that OpenSpace is FedRAMP authorized. What that means is builders and U.S. government agencies can use OpenSpace on U.S. government projects. These are projects with the highest security standards that are out there. Now, whether or not you're building a project for the U.S. government or not, what this indicates is that OpenSpace has the highest and best security standards out there of anybody in the category. Now, this is a story that we told last year, but it's grown and I want to share it again. With OpenSpace, you get literal ROI. With OpenSpace, you can actually make your projects more profitable. How is this possible? We partnered with an insurance company, Shepherd, and what they showed is something pretty incredible, that builders who use our technology have far, far fewer claims than those that don't. 41% less, in fact. What Shepherd realized is they could essentially pass these savings on to you, builders, for using this technology. That means you get discounts on your insurance policies. And we're talking about wrap policies, OSIPs and CSIPs. That literally reduces the cost of construction, literally makes your job more profitable. Now, if that's not executive ROI, I truly don't know what is. You're using OpenSpace as a system to transform how you do work, to make your businesses more predictable and more profitable and just more rewarding places to work. And we're proud to be a part of that. So you can see we are launching new capabilities at a breakneck pace. But this is not just a set of new capabilities. In fact, this is all part of a singular and unified vision of the future of OpenSpace and of the industry at large. First, I want to share a truth that led us to start the business in the first place. Something I've heard from folks in the field, in the office, all the way to the C-suite. And that's this: the value of their businesses lies in the field, out where the projects are actually happening. That's where the profit gets made, where the value is created, and when things go wrong, the losses. But the crazy thing is this: the job site is the most underutilized set of data you've got. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because capturing the reality of the field is hard, especially via document-oriented processes. Now, this is a sad irony, but it's real. And reality capture has helped, for sure. But reality capture systems, including ours until today, they have their limitations. Of course, 360 data is valuable. Drone data, valuable. Laser scan data, valuable. Those are all parts of the OpenSpace platform today. But we want to push it forward. And there are three critical things to think about. Number one, if you can leverage the device that's in everyone's pocket, the smartphone that's taking thousands of pictures a day on projects, then you're going to get a much more comprehensive view of what's actually going on your projects. Number two, you've got to use more advanced forms of technology, visual AI, spatial AI, that can take that imagery data and make sense of it, what's going on and where it's happening. And last, what you really need is for that data to be integrated so that people can look at the data in the places where decisions are getting made. If you have all these three things, then you're starting to get somewhere. And if you don't, if you're not leveraging the power of the smartphone, if you're not able to make sense of that data, and if that data is stuck in the wrong systems, well, the truth is, you're kind of flying blind. Well, we're changing that today. OpenSpace is moving beyond reality capture to be a visual intelligence platform for you, for builders. We are graduating from a tool that captures data that you can refer to when you need it into an essential platform, a system of work centered on reality that allows you to make better decisions faster on your projects, on your portfolios, and across your entire business day in and day out. Now, I can't wait. I've got to get to announcing the new stuff that we built. It's incredible stuff. And once you see it, I think you're going to really understand the power of the visual intelligence platform. So let's get into it. All right. I'm super excited to finally be able to talk about AI Autolocation. This is maybe the biggest technology we've ever worked on since we started the company. We are going to feel its effects for many years to come. And I'm so psyched to be able to talk to you about it. Let me explain what this is. First of all, let's just talk about location. Location is important, where something happens, especially for builders. If you don't know where something happened, you might as well not know about it at all, right? So let's talk about another location technology to put this all into context. And that is GPS. I'm sure you've heard of GPS, maybe one of the biggest technologies in information technology in the past 50 years. How does GPS work? Well, it gives you outdoor location, right? By satellites or pinging devices, they can pick up location. Pretty cool. Now, if you didn't know, there's one major limitation in GPS. It doesn't work indoors. That makes sense, right? Because satellite signals cannot penetrate walls and ceilings. So if you want indoor location, you're kind of out of luck. That's pretty bad for builders, right? Because so much of what we do is inside structures. Now we realized something at OpenSpace, that we were in a pretty unique position due to our technology and our scale to solve this problem, to provide indoor location in real time to devices like smartphones for anyone on the OpenSpace platform. And we've done that. Very quickly, here's how it works. If you're walking around with OpenSpace 360 camera, you're creating a kind of spatial fingerprint of that building. We can take that model, stick it onto a phone, and give indoor location in real time. So just think about it. You're out there doing punch list and you are logging issues. Instead of digging through sheets to figure out where you are, you just get the location automatically. It's simple, but it's truly game-changing. And that is just one application of AI Autolocation. You're going to hear more about this from Michael Jones when he shows you how we implemented it in the product, and from Mike Fleischman, our CTO, to give you a sense of how this works under the hood and where we can take it. And that's AI Autolocation. Indoor positioning, real time, no hardware to install. It's easy, it works, and the more you use it, the better it gets. Now, we didn't stop there. I mean, AI Autolocation is an amazing new technology and maybe enough for a year's worth of announcements. But if we really want to be that system of work, that visual intelligence platform, we needed to do more. And we did. We've infused AI into more of OpenSpace. Very excited to announce AI VoiceNotes. Now when you're out there logging an issue, just talking to the phone, and it understands what you mean. It doesn't just transcribe what you're saying, it'll actually fill out the form accurately. It'll fill out the due date, assignee, tags, whatever. It's simple and it works. Now you literally do not need to lift a finger to input issues into your system of work. Pretty cool. Now, there's more. Remember I talked about how for our system to truly work, the data needs to flow where decisions are getting made? Well, I'm super excited to announce two-way sync integrations with both Procore and the Autodesk Construction Cloud. These are integrations that are not just check the box, they work the way you expect them to. If you log that issue, it can automatically sync into one of these PM systems and both stay in sync flawlessly and seamlessly. Saves so much time. Okay, there's more. Now that the amount of imagery in OpenSpace is just exploding with these new mobile phone workflows, we thought, let's make information easy to find. So we implemented AI search. You're looking for something, just ask, and OpenSpace will find it. It's smart, and it's getting smarter, and it's tuned for builders and construction terminology. Now, all these things together, AI Autolocation, VoiceNotes, media library with AI search, an overhaul of how we take notes in OpenSpace, period, and these integrations, well, we're launching that all today in one integrated product that we call OpenSpace Field. It's really, really amazing, game-changing stuff. Michael Jones is going to talk about it soon. You're not going to want to miss it. Now, there's more. We've also been working on a set of APIs, Usage API, Images API, and Field Notes API, which are available to select customers. Now, these APIs are important because they demonstrate our commitment to what I said before, allowing data to flow to the places it needs to be to make better decisions. And I hope they demonstrate that OpenSpace is, well, open. Well, I hope you can see how all those things really make the visual intelligence platform come to life. Let me explain this in more detail, going from left to right. Number one, if it's happening in your projects, it's in OpenSpace. 360 data, aerial data, laser scan, and now smartphone data, you now can be sure that you have the picture of reality of your projects. Number two, we're using advanced technology to synthesize that information into something useful. We're not just collecting a folder of a bazillion JPEGs. We are getting meaning out of these images, both what they mean and where they are located. Third, we are making sense out of that data, and this is key, so you can make better decisions faster. That could be within OpenSpace. It could be via an integration with Autodesk or Procore, or with our progress tracking system. All these things together allow you to work better with reality at the center. Now, I have to be honest with you, this vision didn't come just from us. We heard it from you, our customers, both ones that are new to the platform and those that have been with us for a while, those of you that are incorporating us into your SOPs. And in fact, you told us something pretty interesting. As you've been consolidating your tech stacks, you've pointed out that there are really, when it comes down to it, three essential pieces to the construction technology stack. And they're this. One, your PM system, where you're organizing a lot of the documents that you need to run your project. Two, the ERP, where all the money stuff is getting stored. And three, your field system of work, the thing out there that your field team is actually using to get the job done. And with these new capabilities, OpenSpace is now part of that essential triad. And the reason why that's true is we really capture field data better than any other system that's out there. More than that, we allow the intelligence to flow upward. We capture the intelligence, what's going on the project, and it can flow upward into the PM system and into the ERP, so that from the field to the office to the C-suite, you can make better decisions based on reality. All of this is possible because OpenSpace is designed for the field. We capture the actual reality and power all those benefits you see on the right. If I really were to boil it down, OpenSpace is now the front end for construction, that place where the field can go to get the job done and allow the intelligence to flow from the field up the stack so that the decisions are better all across your business. Now, something I want to share that's actually pretty cool is that when you use OpenSpace, you're participating in something that's compounding in value the more you use it. That there's a flywheel that you step on when you use OpenSpace that is already spinning. The more you use it, the better it gets, the more valuable it gets. And I mean that in a really super literal way. Like, let me explain. I already explained before that the more you use AI Autolocation, smarter it gets. Well, that's true. And in fact, the more you use 360 captures, the better AI Autolocation gets. If you get better AI Autolocation, then it's easier to flag issues. If you're flagging issues, that means you're speaking to the phone more, which means that all those insights are gathered up for progress tracking. So progress tracking can be more accurate and more real time. Well, if that's the case, you might want to capture more so you have even a more real-time view of what's going on your projects. If you're capturing more and you're using progress tracking more, then autolocation gets better. You can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? The more you use the technology, the better it gets in a super literal way. And that's the power of this type of technology and the power of working with a company like ours that has the scale to have one of these flywheels. Again, if you use OpenSpace, we can be a great long-term partner because you're stepping onto a flywheel that's already spinning. Okay, a lot of amazing stuff that we're launching. We're super excited about it. To take a big step back, this is what OpenSpace is here for, to unlock the future of building, to be an essential platform that allows you to make better decisions from the field to the office to the C-suite based on reality, not opinions. And that is the power of the visual intelligence platform, so that from your projects to your portfolios to your entire business, you can know that you're operating in a way that is always visible and never in doubt. Okay, I'm super excited to kick it over to our product manager so you can get a deep dive into how this stuff actually works. But before that, I want to share a customer story.